So, hello, everybody. We are here for a new reading. I was inspired earlier, and it's amazing how certain things come to us because the circumstances in which inspired me, they're actually quite unfortunate. But I thought to myself, how do you know? With everything you're going through, how do you know? So the inspiration behind this, a soul sister reached out to me who, when I was in a position of escaping my own demons on my journey, she opened up her life to me and allowed me beautiful time and space to be clear. And she reached out to me today and was in a rough space. And Spirit guided me to answer the phone, answer the call, and be there, be present for her. And I offered her the same beautiful gift that she offered me. I called in Archangel Raphael, my pendulum, to clarify exactly what was being offered. It was in high alignment. So I was like, okay. Did a reading for her. And she decided, well, I guess we'll see. Against all better advice and knowing, right? Well, I guess we'll see. And it was interesting to me because when her and I were born, she's an Aqua and she was born at the beginning of the year. And me being a Sag at the end of the year with retrogrades in between, her and I have extremely similar alignments, really similar placements. And I thought to myself, gosh, like, because she's going through exactly the choices that I was going through over the holiday season. And everything in the cards, everything that was coming out, everything that I was guided, everything that she was showing me. I mean, I was reading picture energy, you name it. You know what I mean? Like reading energy from people off of pictures. I'm not wrong when it comes to this stuff. And so I was like, listen, like, I know I can't tell you what to do, but as a sister who loves you unconditionally, who would never, ever, ever steer you wrong, like, I'm telling you, please consider what I'm saying. Because what do we always say? When we go down a dark path with someone and all of our friends were like, yeah, I never liked him with you anyway. And we're all like, well, why didn't you say anything? How come you didn't tell me? You know what I mean? So I'm literally sitting there like, I can't not tell her. I can't not tell her what I'm picking up on. I can't not tell her what I'm reading. I can't not tell her. And despite telling her, despite the fact that she knows that no matter how many times I've read for her, I haven't been mistaken. I have not been incorrect. You know, she chose a path, or is at least in the process of choosing a path. And I can only hope that what I've said to her sinks in over the course of a couple nights' sleep. Because I know she's worth so much more than the other path. And so I was guided to do a reading, because how do you know? How do you know if you are in high alignment or low alignment and what you're manifesting from that alignment? How do you know? So I'm going to do 3 readings. And you can pick 1, 2, or 3. As you're guided, you can pick 1, 2, or 3, or multiple readings if you want multiple readings. And I'm going to show you what low alignment and what high alignment look like, so that you know and can have confirmation of where you are. And before I get started, I will say this, because this is The one thing about the message that I did for her that I think everybody should understand, if you have not healed certain things yet, if you're still upset on an internal level over losses, you have to understand that pain body is going to manifest, right? Hey, 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 how you doing? My lovely Lala. You have to understand how that pain's going to manifest, because when I pulled the energy of the people that she was questioning me about, and she was like, no, you know, like, I guess we'll see where it goes. And I was like, Spirit, where the fuck is her energy at? And the cards showed me very clearly, and it made a whole lot of sense for why she was doing what she was doing. Potentially choosing what she was choosing, or walking a path that she stepped onto. Still could turn around, you know, it's not, you could turn around, right? Anytime you could turn around, it just gets harder and harder to turn around. You have longer to backtrack the further down a path you go. And I told her, I was like, you're going to detour. You go down that path, it's going to take you further and further away from your highest aligned path. Like, you have to hear the words I'm saying. Like, I fucking love you. I wouldn't tell you something. You know what I mean? The cards wouldn't say anything. You know, like, if you don't trust your alignment. I mean, the whole conversation with her started with, I'm in a rough place and I need help. So if you don't trust your alignments high, please heed the high aligned people that you reach out to. And when they give you the best unconditionally loving advice there is, if you can't trust yourself, please trust your people. Your angels here, okay? The issue at hand with where she was, and I'm going to share where she was so that if you're resonating to this message in divine time, and if it should come out in the messages, you understand where the alignment is whenever this message is meant to cross you. She's a beautiful, beautiful heart, beautiful light, beautiful light. And she got wrapped up in a twin flame dynamic, like most of us do, where it's extremely toxic. And we find out in hindsight, when we separate ourselves, that there is nothing but the epitome of darkness behind that person, right? False flame, catalyst, the forces of the dark, whatever you want to call it, right? When we deal with these false counterparts. And he didn't see her light. He didn't value it. He trashed it. He trashed it and lost her. And it hurt. And because that person didn't value the beauty of her, value the light of her, she manifested a connection with someone who is nothing like him in the reality. And this is what I tried to explain to her. I was like, they don't have to be alike. They could be completely opposite, but the vibration is the same. The energy that they're in is the same. It's no different with the person I considered my flame, my divine counterpart, and NG. For those of you who caught NG, they're completely fucking different. One of them hated spirituality, hated tarot, hated astrology, hated anything to do with it, didn't care for crystals, didn't want to learn anything about it, hated all of it. The other one was completely quote unquote spiritual. He was vegan. He, you know what I mean? He had a plethora of crystals. He was into astrology, but the vibration was the same. Two different bodies, two different names, same energy. Would have took me down the same dark lesson of a path. Either way. So I tried explaining to her, like, please understand, I know this person feels different. I know this person is coming off way different than your quote-unquote twin flame, but that does not mean they're in alignment. And I was explaining to her that because she was so devalued by her counterpart, because he didn't understand her and her spirituality and, you know, all of the different things that she was into, that this new person who is, I was like, if you're seeking validation from this person, I was like, I'm promising you, like, I'm reading his energy, I'm pulling cards, I'm telling you right now, you're gonna end up more hurt than you were with your counterpart, because you're not going to understand why you didn't actually get the validation from this person. You can understand why you didn't get it from your quote-unquote counterpart. He didn't understand you. He wasn't into any of that stuff. But to be devalued by someone who you already know or feel is going to value you, to start bending your integrity, to start making choices against your high alignment for someone because you want it to work so bad. You want to be validated so bad that you're beautiful, that you're worth everything. You're going to end up severely detoured off path. And I asked her to please, please, if she's worth everything, to give that everything to herself, to just focus on herself right now and not bring in new connections or create new connections when she's healing. Because if you're healing and you're still hurt, everything you're manifesting in your outer experience, if you're focusing on out there versus inside yourself, it's going to be for the purpose to heal you, which means it's a hard lesson. Knowing this, knowing she's an Aqua, knowing Pluto's about to hop into her sun sign, I'm like, dear Spirit, like hung up the phone with her. I was like, dear Spirit, please, like I'm calling in all angels, please intervene on her behalf. Like she's a fucking beautiful light. Like please, please, please do everything you fucking can to help her help herself. Because I see, you know, me being the fucking Sag stellium that I am, the Jupiter and Aqua 8th house that I am, the Cancer rising that I am, the fucking Pisces midhaven that I am. Like I see so much, especially when it comes to other people and people that are within my tribe circle, like my soul family. Like I see so much, and it's both a gift and a curse because I can't actually choose for them. And so this setup, this reading high-low for you is to really help you discern where you are, and if you are realizing for the first time that you are not necessarily as highly aligned as you could, should, would be, that there's room for improvement. Not even that you're low and in the fucking dark shadows of the devil, like energy and whatever. Like, if there's room for improvement and you can make a highly aligned choice and spare yourself a detrimental detour, if you can spare yourself a hard lesson, you can love yourself and choose to just turn around and take a couple steps back instead of having to walk miles and years backwards to get realigned with where you should have been in the first place. Like if this reading can help you see where you are and confirm where you are so that you can make your highest aligned choices and not go down the hard path, because you don't have to. We feel drawn to, we feel pulled to, we feel tempted to, we are charmed to, but that doesn't mean we have to choose it. We can recenter and be like, yeah, but I know I who is hurt, I who is still healing, want certain things, but what does spirit, my spirit, want? What does my spirit want, though? What does the universe ask of me, though? When I wake up in the morning, is it, okay, what do I want today? Or, Spirit, what would you have me do? Like, I talked about it, my morning mantra. Dear universe, whatever you would have me say, whatever you would have me do, wherever you would have me go, if it's in the highest good of all, so be it. Like, be here as a vehicle for spirit to manifest, your highest spirit to manifest, and you will never be disappointed in the path that spirit unfolds for you. Start choosing from an egoic or wounded place with egoic wants or hurts, and you're just going to get a lesson. It's just going to be another lesson. Like at some point, the cycle has to break. So there will be timestamps for the 3 readings. after the fact for those who catch the replay. If you resonate with 1, 2, or 3, you could stay tuned in for that reading. If you just simply want to hear the different alignments, the different places that people are, where other people in the collective around you might be, like even if it's not you and resonating with the choices in front of you, it might be resonating as something that someone you know is dealing with, and maybe you can hopefully give them some great advice to help them choose high alignment so that they don't go down the low aligned path, because the low aligned path is always painful, right? Especially with Saturn moving into Pisces in March. Saturn is a planet of restriction and karma and pain, and it's moving into the sign of the soul and the subconscious and the fears that go on in our mind. It is also our intuition and living the fantasy or the dream, right? Depending on which side of the coin you fall on. So, reading number 1. We are going to start that at like 1616. Okay. I'm using the Hermetic Tarot. So Spirit, please. What is the high alignment and the low alignment for those who resonate and are drawn to reading number 1? What is the high alignment and the low alignment for those who are drawn or resonate to reading number 1? All right, starts with the Universe, which is the World card, the Princess of Cups, the Three of Swords, the Eight of Pentacles, the Seven of Cups, the Three of Pentacles, the Four of Swords, the Queen of Cups, and the Ace of Swords. King of Pentacles on bottom, Six of Pentacles on top. So let's see here. Okay. Okay. So the low alignment is the X in the 9 cards, okay? The high alignment is the diamond in the 9 cards. This is the overall energy. So we're talking about reciprocity and value, okay? Value of the experience. When you invest in the value of an experience, when you invest your time, your wisdom or knowledge, your money, your presence, your love, your honesty, your vulnerability, your availability, when you invest in experience to be better and people do not reciprocate with the same energy, okay, is what the healing is coming from and what the manifestation is heading towards, right? We're talking about investing in the manifestation with the Six of Pentacles and the King of Pentacles. The challenge of low alignment, first, is closing chapters on love that has left you confused, right? We're talking Venusian and scorpionic energy. This is past life love that you have reconnected with in this life, and seeing the truth for what it is. This is a challenge for the low aligned individuals. The chapter's closed. The World card, it's closed. And yet the heart is still holding on because they're having a hard time seeing the truth for what it is. Okay. The heartbreak over this love is causing stagnancy. 3 of Swords, 7 of Cups, 4 of Swords. For a total of 7 swords. Which is robbing the self, right? So, if you're in low alignment, if you chose reading number 1 and you're in low alignment, then you're having a really hard time seeing a past soulmate from a dynamic that is over for the reality that it is. And it's causing you to stagnate. You know, I literally put up a cosmic currency on my other YouTube channel, VioletAuroraMyths, the community tab, and on Facebook. That the alignments going on right now as of present, they're asking you to please let go of last life's story and truly step into this new life, this life's story. When we connect with soulmates from our past who we feel indebted to, who we feel owe us, right? We don't know this because it's in the realm of the unconscious or the buried, right? Scorpionic energy, it's been buried. We don't remember. All we know is we're drawn to settle something and heal something with them that wasn't healed in the lifetime prior. And so we replay it. When replaying it isn't actually necessary to heal, it's letting it go. It's not about finishing the story and seeing where it goes. It's about letting that story go. It was a sad, unhealed story. That's the reality. It never healed. The past life, it never healed. It never actually benefited you. It left sadness or sorrow or debt or anger. It was never meant to be picked back up in this life. That's why you were given a fresh story. That's why you were given a fresh slate. That's why you reincarnated here and didn't remember anything, because it was meant to be new. And we reattach ourselves to these people that hurt. They hurt. And it's because we're replaying an old story. It's not meant for us in this life. If you're in high alignment, if you chose reading number 1 and you're in high alignment, the diamond or the value, the high value of the energy, we got the Princess of Cups with the 8 of Pentacles and the 3 of Pentacles for 11 Pentacles, and the Queen of Cups. This is one upgrading, okay? Forgiving the self and loving the self, nurturing the self, and putting in the work, right? The work of the 8 of Pentacles. Contracted. It's contracted for this life. That's the work with the 3 of Pentacles. To master the manifestation. 11 is a number of self-mastery. This is about you mastering your own life. You want reciprocity for a high manifestation, then you have to create the high manifestation. Reciprocity, if you think about it, you're not giving and receiving with other people in this life. That's not the actual purpose. You're giving and receiving with spirit. You're on a spiritual journey here. You're a spirit having and learning through a human experience. This is not about being human and having a spiritual experience. You are a spirit learning through a human experience. And if you can forgive yourself for being distracted with past life pain, past life soulmates that kept you from healing, right? That kept you from high alignment. If you can forgive yourself for reattaching to these soulmates and seeking healing where there was none, like history repeats itself kind of thing. If you can forgive yourself for being distracted, forgive yourself for not knowing better, for focusing on something outside of yourself instead of yourself, and start putting in the work for why you're really here. Due diligence, right? Being the shot caller of your life and saying, you know what, I'm going to follow my feel-goods. Being distracted and opening myself up to question marks with people that I feel oddly drawn to. Like, there's a reason why you don't know why you're oddly drawn to them, and there are red flags that pop up and you negate it like, well, everybody's human, everybody says everybody's that. But then you get wrapped up in them. Please learn to nurture and love yourself, to listen to the intuition of the Queen of Cups, right? This watery energy of the heart space, this intuitive energy. People say things in conversation that inspire, and people say things in conversation that you're like, and it just doesn't quite sit right. Just doesn't quite sit right. And you might not understand it, so you negate it, but it didn't sit right, right? If you're catching reading number 1 and resonate to reading number 1, high alignment is focusing on yourself, loving yourself, and moving past the desire to connect with people. It's a mystery, right? Scorpionic energy. You don't know why your heart feels compelled to unfold more. You don't know why. If it's in alignment, trust me, you will know why. It will resonate. It will be 100% fuck yeah. This is awesome. It's beneficial. It's not going to raise any red flags or question marks. High alignment's not going to leave you in misunderstanding. You're going to trust yourself in the shots being called. If there's hesitation, then it's not a fuck yeah, is it? Because fuck yeah is easy. That's a fuck yeah. It's easy. It's a no-brainer. Make the choice right now. No-brainer. Super easy. Not a second guess or hesitation. If you have to hesitate, then you have to ask yourself some questions. What alignment am I in? Okay, what alignment am I in that this person has manifested? Pulling from my occult tarot for the low aligned. I want to get a quick insight into what the quote-unquote demons are that are plaguing your subconscious, right? What the wounds are in there that you would manifest a certain experience. Okay, and then I'm going to get into these 4 cards here. Spirit, give us some insight into the low aligned subconscious. What is going on in the subconscious manifesting with those that find themselves low aligned? We've got Astaroth and Fornius. Yeah, this is the Justice card and the 6 of Cups, okay? It's wanting justice for the past life soulmates, right? It's wanting justice. It's wanting it to heal when that's not its purpose, okay? Astaroth, it says, tell how the angels fell, reveals the past, present, and future, teaches the liberal science, teaches rhetoric and languages, gives one a good reputation, and makes one beloved by friends and foes. That's Fornius. And so you may be connecting with these soulmates and sharing conversations about how you got hurt. They may be telling you how they've been hurt. There may be a lot of rhetoric or general language that is meant to make an impression on someone about who you are, who you want them to believe you are. Wanting them to love you and empathize with you and vice versa, right? This is the kind of soulmate that you would connect to. Someone who you feel shares a similar understanding of past pain. And so therefore it's being discussed. And you're both viewing yourself as good people, wonderful people, but the fact of the matter is you're both damaged people, because to be fair, if you're in high alignment, you're really not talking about your past like that. It's past. It's behind you. It doesn't even matter. All that matters in high alignment is who you are today and what you're doing for yourself today and the success you're in today. Your past is history. So if you're connecting with soulmates and you're bringing up the past that has hurt you, the chances are they are a past life soulmate who has in fact hurt you, and it will only repeat because you haven't let go of the past yet, and neither have they. And so it will repeat itself because it's in the energy, and your energy is what manifests, okay? This is stemming from wanting justice for past life pain, instead of just simply choosing to let it go and enjoy your new life, right? Living in this new life. This is not a past life. This is your present, beautiful new life. So connecting with old people where you feel the need to share stories about pain, you're not over it yet, and neither are they. That is going to be a clear sign that you're not in your highest aligned energy, right? And that you're still confused over cycles that closed and haven't seen the truth for what it was, and the pain is causing you to stagnate. Okay. These cards here, we got the Nine of Cups, the Lovers, the Tower, and the Knight of Wands. I think if you're focusing on your happiness, and that's the path you're choosing, because the Lovers card was originally the choice card. Before it was the Lovers, it was the choice. And it is a card of choosing inner union, right? Where the Devil is the Lover's opposite card, and the masculine and feminine of the self are chained to the darkness. The Lovers card is actually the marrying of the divine feminine and masculine within the self. If you're choosing it, you're choosing to look at the blessings, right? This is Jupiter in Pisces. If you're looking at the blessings of the soul, the blessings of the journey, being grateful for the history, for what it was, and letting it go, that you are able to choose differently. You're going to change your whole life. You're going to be beyond inspired. The Knight of Wands is the Lord of flame and lightning. Flame is the spirit of the self, and lightning is the spirit of the universe. You will put yourself on such a highly aligned path, and it's like the snap of a finger. If you can recognize this and forgive yourself for partaking in low aligned energy, right? If you can actually forgive yourself for partaking in this and not realizing in your own ignorance that you are welcoming in or freezing on closed cycles, that you are stagnating, if you can actually become aware of that and just choose to focus working on yourself, you're going to level up. And it's gonna happen quickly. Okay, so that's reading number 1. If you resonated with it, make sure you drop a like and leave a comment. Let me know if this reading has helped you, especially if you would like me to continue with this reading style, right? Doing the high-low readings. Let's get a good shuffle on these. It's interesting. The time for that reading was 1616, and that's the Tower's number. You can change it in an instant. It can change it in an instant. You don't have to detour. You do not have to detour. That is a choice. That is a free will choice you can make to not detour. All right. So reading number 2 is going to start at 35:11. All right, reading number 2. Spirit, please. What is the high and low alignment for those who resonated and were drawn to choose reading number 2? One more shuffle. All right. What is the high and low alignment for those who are drawn to reading number 2? Got the King of Swords. The Two of Wands. And the King of Pentacles. The Knight of Pentacles. The Strength card. And the Seven of Pentacles. The Two of Pentacles. The Eight of Swords. And the Wheel of Fortune with the Princess of Cups. Bottom of the deck is the Ace of Swords. Top of the deck is Justice. Okay. So if you were drawn to reading number 2, I'm going to tell you right now, you're probably going to be triggered. Because the overall energy is discussing the truth about what is fair. Okay. The truth about what is fair. The low alignment. Right? The X that's created by the 9 square. The low alignment. The King of Swords with the Strength card and the Wheel of Fortune with the Princess of Cups. This is wanting to believe, especially if there's great sexual chemistry, okay, or a serious egoic desire to be correct or attain something from someone, okay, because the Fortitude card, read as a shadow, could definitely be both lust and control or power. Be aware with the King of Swords if you or someone else has been manipulative and you've apologized to try and change your fate because you wanted something from someone. It could be like caring about somebody, you know what I mean? It's not like you don't care about them at all, but maybe you're apologizing to them because, you know, you realize they were good to you and they were talking about a house or they were talking about kids. And, you know, if you're in a hard spot, maybe you reconcile with them because they'll bring you back into good standing with life. You know, you'll have more with them. But this is manipulating and or being manipulated by people like that. We'll be like, I'm so sorry, and they're coming back into your life because, you know, the sex is great, or because they feel empowered with you, right? You lift them up, right? Take it how it resonates. It could be vice versa. The other low aligned is with the King of Pentacles, the Fortitude card, and the Two of Pentacles. This is about being unwilling to change. in your perspective on what you are capable of achieving. Well, I can't be financially stable unless I have a provider in my life because I'm not capable of providing myself with the life that I want. That can go both ways, whether you're a man or a woman or something else that you identify as. Where you want someone to provide XYZ, right? Fill in the blank. You want someone else to provide XYZ because you don't believe you're capable of manifesting it on your own. This is why we're talking about the truth of what is fair. Because both of those are low aligned. Manipulation in order to achieve something, using chemistry, apologizing, flattery to change your fate. And believing that you are not capable of creating it without someone else. Like if you want, if let's just use an example, let's just say you want a lifestyle because it's a considered a luxury, right? You want a lifestyle where you own a boat and you get to go out on the boat and sunbathe on the boat and go fishing or crabbing or drink wine on your boat. And you don't believe it's possible for you to earn enough money to buy your own boat and hang out with your friends on the boat you bought. So you invest in someone because they can provide the boat. That's what you want. You don't actually want that person, you want the lifestyle of the boat. And so you're using this person to get the lifestyle instead of creating it on your own. It's misaligned. Why are you not capable of manifesting the boat? Or falling in love with someone truly and creating together and be like, you know what? I've always wanted a boat. Is that something that we can actually do? Like, do you share that desire to have a boat? They're like, you know what? I always wanted a boat too. All right, cool. Let's focus on this goal. We're going to get ourselves a boat. You know, like, you don't go after people for a specific whatever, especially just because there's chemistry or there's sexual chemistry there. Like, people forget that lust is like a 7 deadly sin. There's a reason why. It is the devil's domain. Lust, uncontrollable lust, where the chemistry is so strong that no matter how toxic it is, you stick around because the sex is great. Like, you got to ask yourself where the fuck your values are, where your priorities are. You know what I mean? No different, like, if we're talking to a man, you know what I mean? Like, why the fuck you with some toxic bitch you know is using you for shit just because the sex is good? You're being used and manipulated. You know what I mean? Why would you be, as a woman, why would you be out for some dude where he's not stable? He's not capable or able. He's lost in addictions. He's not paying you any fucking mind. Like, why would you want to work your fucking ass off to provide a life for a dude who works and drinks and plays video games and don't fucking care if you want a boat? He don't want a boat. But the sex is good, so you keep him around. Like, the fuck? Really understand what is fair, because the Two of Wands, the high alignment of this energy, the Two of Wands with the Knight of Pentacles and the Seven of Pentacles and the Eight of Swords, dominion is where you decide your legacy. Do you stay or do you move? Do you stay or do you go? Do you settle or do you create new? It's the Lord of Dominion. You decide your domain in life. Are you settling for where you are, or are you creating better? High alignment is choosing. Twos are choices. It's a slow path with the Knight of Pentacles, but it's fertile. This is the Lord of wild and fertile land. You can trust that your angels are guiding you through it because you're doing it on your own. You will feel as if certain things are unsuccessful along the way because you're learning, and you're going to be tempted to go back into your old ways, and you know it. It's going to be difficult because Spirit wants to make sure your spirit, your higher self, the spirit within you wants to make sure you're not going back to this old way of being. High alignment, this isn't for the instant gratification type person. Or it's perfect for the instant gratification type person because this is probably what they're learning. It's not about instant gratification. It's about the long term. And all of the anxiety or the worry, it's in alignment. To feel it and override it because you want to create better. You know you're in high alignment because you're probably having a little bit of a panic moment. Like, I've let go of manipulation. I've let go of toxicity. I've let go of banking on other people or being used by other people just so that I'm not alone. I've let go of other people. So if you're in high alignment, chances are you're having a little bit of anxiety about what the fuck did I just choose? Well, you just chose to not settle for toxic. You just chose to not settle for toxic. For the low aligned people who are still manipulating and sticking around with toxic people for the fucking chemistry or power or control, feeling in charge, feeling better than someone else, right? I'm with you and I'm better than you. I'm settling with you, you know, like I'm better than you. It's all egoic shit with the Fortitude card in the center of that challenge, right? So what is the low aligned energy, the quote-unquote demons and the subconscious that need to be addressed, that you need to be made aware of? What are the demons in the subconscious, the unhealed wounds, right? For reading number 2. That's a lot. Let's see. We've got the Lovers, the Strength card, the Empress, the Nine of Swords, the Three of Pentacles, and the Ten of Swords. Zipar, Veen, Grimoire, Luray, Orbis, and Malthus. Women that wish... Is this Zipar causes women to love men and bring them together in love and can make women barren. Attracting someone you don't actually want to have kids with, who's not parent material. Settling for someone who is not parent material. Or when you are not ready to be parent material, right? Attracting a partner who will not have children with you because you're not ready. Or you would lie and manipulate to make them believe that you are what you're not. Veen builds towers and destroys stone walls, causes rough waters, and finds witches. It destroys your healthy boundaries and connects with people who essentially plant toxic beliefs or perspectives in your mind. Because if you're aligning with an individual who is not in alignment with you, they're not in high alignment, you're going to connect to other people through them. They're going to steer you further off, mentally off your alignment. They're probably going to play to your pride and your ego, right? Because this is the strength card, so we have it twice. Procures the love of a woman of any age, tells where treasures are hidden. So this would be someone who makes tons of promises of a wonderful life or whatever, you know, like someone who could have anyone they wanted. Okay, the Empress is receptive. They could have anyone they want. And, or at least that's the mindset or the mentality. So you or someone else that you're attracting could have that mindset. Like you may be talking to someone less than you, saying, I could have anyone I want, but I'm choosing you. You're special. I need you to be this for me. You know what I mean? It's like that kind of shit. The Nine of Swords causes great battles and wars and causes wounds to putrefy. It's a nightmare. It causes a lot of arguments. It causes a lot of anxiety. Orbis gives dignities and they grant favors. They're a faithful servant. But they're a beast, right? So like this person is like, I would do anything for you. I put you on a pedestal. I give you this. I bring these people into your life. I give you all of these favors. I will do anything for you. But they're in misalignment. They're keeping you from doing it for yourself. And you're not actually in love with them. Right? That's what we were talking about here, where it's like you might realize that someone treated you better than someone else, but you don't really love them and you're willing to apologize and be like, hey, I'm sorry, because you know that it's better with them. Life is better, but you don't actually love them. This can go both ways for men or women, right? Because men do this shit too. Life was better with you in it. I'm sorry, blah, blah, blah. I miss you. I really want to start over. Both men and women do it. Because you did everything for them. And they want that back, but they don't actually love you. They just love the way you love them. There's a difference. The Ten of Swords builds houses and high towers, destroys an enemy's thoughts and desires and all they have built. Malphus. It causes isolation. That's the energy I'm getting. It causes isolation. Because when you've been manipulating for so long, eventually all the people you were manipulating or using cut you off and you're alone. Or the contrary, you've been used and been manipulated by so many people, been taken for granted by so many people that you build a high tower and lock everybody else out. So be aware, because the low aligned energy multiple cards talking about love, multiple cards talking about towers, building towers. You're blocking your self-love out. That's what all of this low alignment does. You're blocking your own self-love out. Okay, you're seeking validation from the outer. And so if you end up in a trapped state and you don't know how to get out of it, you don't know how to change your life, you don't know what to do, you're feeling lost, if you give up everything and everyone, you have nothing, like, to actually give it up and have nothing and start from scratch is actually in alignment. Because otherwise you're just in this distraction where you're going to be going to war and trying to manipulate or be manipulated and end up feeling alone. Even if you're around people, you're going to feel really fucking alone. And that is the worst kind of alone there is. It's one thing to be by yourself and feel a little lonely. It's another thing to be in a room surrounded by people or living with someone and feel utterly alone. So reading number 2, if you're feeling alone, it's because you're not aligned with your highest alignment. And you could probably give yourself some more credit for being more capable than you think you are. And if it's hard, it's because your own highest self wants to make sure that you don't go back to manipulating and or being manipulated. That you are capable of creating your own happiness, your own abundance, your own justice without trying to procure it from someone else. Okay. Thank you, Christina, for dealing with whoever that was. Appreciate it. Much love to my moderators. Thank you. All right, so reading number 3. We're going to start that at, well, we'll say 56:56. There we go. All right. Reading number 3. Spirit, please. For those who resonated to and were drawn to reading number 3, whatever divine time they catch this message, how do they know if they're in high or low alignment? Insights, please, so that they can be clear and make their highest good choices. One more shuffle. Okay. High, low, please, Spirit. We got the 5 of Wands, the Hierophant, and the Queen of Wands. We've got Temperance, the Strength card in the center again. What else? The 2 of Cups. The 2 of Swords. The Ace of Pentacles. And the Queen of Swords reversed. We've got the Fool on the bottom and the King of Pentacles on top. Okay. For reading number 3, low alignment, right? The X in the 9 card square. We've got the 5 of Wands with the Strength card and the Queen of Swords reversed. That's a fucking temper problem. That's a temper problem. If you're in low alignment, you have a hard time biting your fucking tongue. and you just feel the need to lash out. Or you're involved with people who are fucking cutting and have a fucking temper. And they don't know when to stop. They don't know when to back off. They don't know when to walk away. And they will continue to just fucking fight. And or bring other people into it, right? Because the Five of Wands can sometimes be a group. The Queen of Wands with the Strength card and the Two of Swords being in low alignment. Fiery energy again because you don't know what else to do. You're lashing out because you don't know what to do. So if you're in low alignment, chances are you or people that you are around are lashing out, and it's because they don't know how to improve their manifestation. They don't know how to take a leap of faith on what they actually want. For example, you might be someone or have someone in your life who hates their job, but they continue to do it because it makes the money and they pay their bills, and they don't know what to do because they don't know what other job they could possibly take right now. They don't know when they'd have time to interview, when they'd have time to do whatever. They don't know how to leave this job, and so they're frustrated and angry, and they're projecting it out because they don't know what to do. They hate certain things and they don't know what to do. Maybe you or someone else hate the fact that you guys are living together. Fucking hate it. But you're living together, you got bills tied, you can't live on your own without a roommate, and you're fucking stuck with each other, and the things that you do irk each other's nerves, you know? And so you're lashing out at each other. Or one person's lashing out at the other because they don't know what to do. Queen of Swords in reverse is fucking mean. That's saying shit that's uncalled for. It's uncalled for. It's untrue or malicious. Intended to hurt. Words said with the intention to hurt the other person. It's one thing to be irate and start screaming truth for what it is. It's another thing to say things just to fucking hurt someone. Like my ex, like I know I'm not my mother. I'm nothing like my mother. But if he wanted to say something to fucking hurt me, he'd be like, you know what, you're being just like your mother. Now he never even met my fucking mother. He don't know my mother. And he would say that shit just to fucking hurt me. Just to get me riled up. Just to get me to argue, right? So there's a difference. As if you know you're not something and someone is saying something just to fucking hurt you, just to get a rise out of you, they're in misalignment and you're in low alignment with them. Fighting just because you're fucking bored, just because you're between a rock and a hard place, right? The Two of Swords. Fighting because why not? You've got to take your frustration out on something or someone. This is ego trying to control the situation. It's a power game. I'm in control. I'm going to shift the mood of the environment. I'm in control. I'm going to pick a fight and make everybody have a bad night. I'm in control. Low alignment. Low alignment. The high alignment of this energy. We have the Hierophant, the Temperance, and the Two of Cups, and the Ace of Pentacles. This is the diamond, or the value of the high aligned energy. You can learn the lesson. The Hierophant, you can learn the lesson. You can choose to be the teacher, the guide. Instead of screaming at someone because you don't know how to change your reality, you can learn the lesson. You can alchemize with other soulmates who are aligned with you and actually start a new foundation. The Two of Cups, you got to be able to nurture your better, healthier, more loving, understanding connections. The Two of Cups, it's Venus and Cancer. It's people that love you no matter what and would help you out. They would give you great advice. All you have to do is heed it. If you're in low alignment, connect to soulmates who love you unconditionally, would never steer you wrong because they fucking love you, and damn it, heed their advice. If you are in a challenged, low aligned position where you don't know what to do, and you connect with a soulmate, an alchemist, and they give you advice, fucking take it. Take it. If you can't trust your own self and your own alignment and what it's manifesting, trust the alignment of high aligned people, guardians, guides here for you to help get you back on path. Take a leap of faith on a new high manifestation, right? Arguments, combativeness, toxicity, anger. It's low aligned. Free yourself. There's more to life than fucking arguing with people. If you're one of those people that love to fight, love to argue, you have some sick, twisted shit where it turns you on to see someone else upset, like, seriously, go seek out a therapist. The fuck? Putting someone inside your toxic mess and drawing them in. Yeah, people got a fucking crazy temper. Or they're starting fights all the time. They're petty as fuck. Or they're putting you down. Arguing because they're just fucking bored and don't know what to do with themselves. They don't know how to be busy. They don't know how to be creative. So let's just be bored and pissed off at life and take my shit out on someone else. Like, if you're that person or aligned with that person, the high alignment is to seek out the guidance of soulmates in your reality that love you unconditionally, would never steer you wrong, and then take their advice. See where it takes you. Take a leap of faith. Take a leap of faith on someone who has manifested better, right? Who knows? Maybe they will take your advice one day because you took theirs. So what is the shadow or the demons in the subconscious with the low alignment that need to be understood, that you need to be made aware of? If you are realizing that you are in low alignment, right? You've been drawn to this reading and realized you're in low alignment. What is the demons involved? Balaam, Citri, and Boon. Page of Wands, Ace of Swords, and the Sun. People who feel invincible and also invisible. They think they have all of the answers. Citri inflames men and women in love, causes them to show themselves naked if desired. So that lust energy that was present in the second reading could also be here. There might be crazy makeup sex after you're done fucking fighting. Like, it's toxic, please, for the love of God. If you're having angry sex, angry makeup sex, like, please just see the toxicity for what it is. I mean, if you want to live in toxic for the rest of your life, by all means, free will. Like, you want to have love-hate dynamics that stress you out and you're constantly screaming or arguing or fighting and it turns you on, like, by all means, go find someone else just like you and live happily ever after. But the demon behind it is because you feel invisible, which is why all this screaming and shouting and anger and fighting is to be seen, to be heard. Boon makes one rich, smart, and well-spoken, gathers spirits at tombs to change, and changes the places of the dead. This is someone who's cunning with words. It's codependent. It's codependent. And leaving one dynamic, you just end up in another one just like it if you don't heal this. People who promise that they'll be different. It's like that Rihanna Eminem song. just gonna stand there and watch me burn. But that's alright because I like the way it hurts. Really. If you resonated to reading number 3 and you are in fact in low alignment, you probably should, honestly, and I say it with sincerity and love in my heart, seek out a therapist to help you go through your past trauma that you are stuck there. Because right now, high alignment is listening to soulmates, taking advice, learning the lessons, and starting a new foundation. They're taking a leap of faith and never going back. They don't want to burn anymore. They don't want to fight anymore. They don't want to be stuck in toxic love cycles anymore. They don't want to deal with what is essentially the abuse, whatever form it's taking, from mental, emotional to physical, verbal. They don't want to take it anymore. So they're getting out and literally listening to soulmates that have their highest good at heart. That's how you know you're in high alignment. If that is the low alignment that you've been familiar with. High alignment is heeding advice of people that love you. Taking the risk, taking the leap of faith on a new high manifestation. So if this reading, any of these readings caught you in divine time, and either you resonated with one and it helped you, or you understand where a soulmate, a friend, a family member, a love in your life is at, that you're like, oh my God, this is exactly what they're dealing with, well, now you have a little bit of an idea on what the high alignment for them would be. And hopefully, if they seek your guidance, they choose their high aligned path. Don't be discouraged if people still continue to choose the low alignment. It's not uncommon. In fact, it's really common. So don't take it personal if you can't save everybody. Just be blessed that you were present enough to show them or give them another option. They can't say, I wish you would have told me. I wish you would have said something. You know what I mean? At least you said something. At least you offered. Because you're their earth angel. You're their friend. You love them in soul. And you would only hope that they choose the best for themselves. Because if you had a choice for them, you would choose the best for them. So, thank you to everybody who was present. Definitely let me know in the comments if you appreciated the high-low messages. If they helped you see something you didn't previously see, and drop a like. I greatly appreciate it. I will catch y'all tomorrow for the Divine Duality Secret Codename event. Later, everybody. Much love.